Hey guys, I want to give you an update. I know I haven't made a video in a minute. I hope you guys had a great Halloween, a happy holidays. Um, I wanted to talk about a situation that I'm quite familiar with, which is not having an ID in America. And I know that might seem kind of stupid and kind of trivial, like, oh, just go to the DMV, get an ID, right? I know. I want to explain it and get into a little in depth what it means to not have identification in America. Kind of the scenarios that you might have to go through, some of the things. This might even apply if you're an illegal immigrant, let's be honest, because that's pretty much how I fucking feel. It's how I felt for the past couple years. So, um, first thing I want to mention is this was my old ID. So yeah, I am an American citizen. But yeah, I guess those years are gone. Um, uh, I'm from Alaska originally, so all my IDs and all my driver's license and all that stuff I got from the state of Alaska. So all my records that where I'd be able to just go into a DMV and them be able to look me up properly and just be like, oh well, yeah, just verify your address or whatever, and then they give me another ID. That's in a state that I'd have to go through another country to get to, Canada, if you're not following along. Um, but you're like, oh well, maybe I could get an ID down here in one of the 48 lower states down here. We call them the lower 48s if you're Alaskan. For anybody that didn't know, that's what I'm referring to the mainland of the United States as is lower 48. I know Hawaii isn't necessarily attached to the mainland, but it's still considered lower 48 to us. All right, so my issue is I can get on a Greyhound bus. I can go to from Washington to Florida to Maine to California, wherever the hell else, Texas and all that other shit. But I can't get back to my home state. All right. What would I need to get an ID? Well, you need two forms of verifiable identity. So, like social security card and a driver's license, which is kind of funny. Um, uh, I, a state ID, that's also kind of funny because you need two forms for that. A birth certificate, and a social security card, and some other shit, right? Um, in order to get a social security card, you need valid ID. So, if you can't get an ID because you don't have a social security card, a social security card, um, how the fuck are you supposed to get a social security card if you can't get ID? Never mind. You see, it's a little catch-22 that they got going on here. And I've been dealing with this for a few years now. I have not been able to find a way to get valid ID again. Now, what kind of shit does that affect? Well, obviously, you can't apply for housing, like legitimate housing, like getting a proper lease signed and all that. Now, you can get a lease signed with certain people, but you're dealing with more, slumlords and shit like that. You're dealing with lower income places when you're dealing with people that will, just you know disregard that as an issue. So you can't get like a proper, like a decent apartment or anything. You couldn't get a house or anything like that, or even rent a house like that, because you would need stuff to. Oh, you can't have a bank account. Yeah, you can't get a bank account. Um, Maybe all these stimulus checks that everybody else got. Can't get one of those because, uh, shit, the IRS hasn't fucking been able to be any help. Can't get food stamps. Now, this is one of those things that I was talking about. It leads to interesting scenarios. So, I can't get, I can't apply for food stamps and get like a food stamp card, which leads to stuff that most people wouldn't know about, I guess, especially if you're not from the United States, such as the food stamp black market. The food stamp black market. You're like, what? What's that? Well, that's where people that get, $700-800 in food stamps and only have one or two people in their house or something like that. they aren't going to use, the other $400 on their food of their, government provided food stamps. They either buy extra food and sell that food at a super marked down price at like 70% off, 90% off type shit, or 50% off, or they give you a card, their card, and you'd have to pay 50% of what you're going to spend. So let's say you wanted to get $100 worth of groceries, you'd give them $50, and they'd give you the card, you'd get $100 of groceries. Weird shit like that. Now, technically, that's illegal, and you shouldn't do that. So, no, don't do that. But hypothetically, don't have ID. If I wanted food stamps, I'd have to go through something like that. Any freaking job or anything like that that's not under the table, something that I could potentially get taxes back on, have to have a state ID for. You have to have a valid ID. Order to get back to Alaska. Now you can take a Greyhound. You can buy a Greyhound ticket online and take a Greyhound all around the lower 48, right? I guess you can't really, drive to Hawaii, but you know what I mean. Mainland U.S. You can take a Greyhound without ID, as long as you buy it online. But that doesn't help me, because you can't take a ferry. And I would either need a ferry, a plane, or to be smuggled. I don't know. There's just some interesting stuff, I guess. An issue of mine that not many people have, and I guess I wanted to talk about it. If you have any ideas or any other things that that you want to talk about, or any other video ideas, can you leave a comment down below? That would be appreciated. Oh yeah, I can't get a Costco card either. That's the biggest downfall of having no ID. Can't get a Costco card. Wah wah wah. All right. I don't know. I hope this was kind of informative. I don't really do a script for these things. I just kind of talk into my damn phone, or stare around and talk while my phone's recording me. So, yeah, I will probably be making a few more videos and stuff like that. A little more recent, more recent. Not more recent. I'm sorry. Jesus, my grammar is off. I'm a little stoned. I'll be making more videos more regularly than I have been. And yeah, that is about it. If you've been trying to get me on social media, I don't have a social media anymore. I'm not creating another Facebook. I've created like 5 of them, and it's annoying as fuck. If you want to get a hold of me, maybe leave a comment down below. Down there, I might set up something else later on, but right now, just not doing it. It's less drama, less hassle, and it's overall just, I don't know. I don't keep in touch with that many people anyway, so no sense in making another one. But yeah, still alive. We'll still be making videos, and if you guys want a more in-depth analysis of what it's like to actually live without ID in America, or some of the other more struggles, I can put together a script, and I can actually make this a little bit better. But kind of just wanted to see, how it did, and just kind of rant and vent a little bit. But yeah, have a great day, guys. Subscribe if you want to. Like I said, comment down below. I hope you have a great day, and hug and kiss your loved ones, and be kind to each other, and DH y'all.